True governance is not about ruling over people. It is about lifting them up. Today's program is designed to equip leaders with the vision, the skills, and integrity needed to create policies and institutions that empower citizens. Institutions that foster inclusive growth and build lasting trust between government and the people. Welcome to a journey towards governance. Governance that truly transforms lives. Welcome to the agenda. I am Chike Obogo. We're a few months from the 2027 general elections. The question on every tongue in Ibadan, in Ogbomoso, in Okeogun, in Ibarakpa, and Oyo town is very simple. Has governance delivered for the ordinary man and woman? Looking at the farmer whose cassava is rotten because of bad roads, to that graduate selling pure water on the streets of Challenge, to the young man who drives Okada at Onwara, and to that mother in Bodija Market whose children miss school because of flooding. Well, we are here to talk truth. Today's guest is no stranger to the corridors of power. Yet, he has chosen to step into the arena of service. Action Democratic Party, ADP gubernatorial aspirant, officially this morning, for your state and former special assistant on media and publicity to the distinguished senator, Yunus Akintunde, representing Oyo Central Senatorial District. Mr. Kunle Olatunji, it's good to have you on the agenda this morning.
Thank you very much. It is my great pleasure to be with you this morning.
Well,
and to our listeners at home watching us on this fantastic television station, Dominion TV. I say good morning and compliments to every one of us outside there. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Before we delve into the nitty-gritty of today's matter, you just resigned from the All Progressives Congress, APC. What informed that resignation?
Well, I love your intro when you, in summary, insinuated the need for excellent leadership that has empathy, commitment, and dedication to the service of humanity. That has been my principle in life. And that has always been my aspiration as well, to contribute my quota to the development of my society. I also, like many people, I have a choice to stay back and sit down look, quoting the late Cicero of Sauke, Chief Bola Ige. But I eventually, even Cicero himself, looked back and said, are we going to continue to sit down look and have just anybody being in charge? And that has been the tragedy of our nation today. The majority of us that have the grace, let me use that word grace, and capacity to drive the system, we have maintained a sit-down-look approach. And we watch the leadership getting down towards, leading us into a position of inconvenience, a position of trauma almost every day. We watch seeing that. And I've also been a part of the kingmakers, let me use that word.
Okay.
I've been a kingmaker all this while. It's over 25 years of active participation in politics, ensuring that some people come on board to govern, one way or the other in my little way of contributing to society. However, I observed with dismay that I'm not satisfied about what I see around in leadership. And so I said to myself, instead of just watching and looking and observing, why not take that plunge, that bold step to participate? And you've done well. By the grace of God, I've done well. Although I will leave that for the public to judge. I've done well in my chosen career by the grace of God. I've also maintained a style of contentment by the grace of God in my way of life. I've also demonstrated capacity for leadership in every aspect of my commitments in the last 58 years, by the grace of God, that I've been around here. So I felt this is a time for me to, with all sense of humility, join others, provide that leadership trajectory that will join several others of like minds in that urgent need for us to change the narratives of leadership. So APC, fantastic family of progressives, as we call ourselves. And in fact, I said in my letter of resignation that it was a very painful decision that I had to make. Very painful. I'm going to miss quite a number of my colleagues, associates who are in APC, who will share same common belief about leadership. I've expressed my concern severally that this is not the way we should lead a party. There's that sad reality about a majority of political parties now, not only APC, majority of political parties.
Was your party more autocratic?
Yes, you just have what you have in most parties, not only APC, like I said. It's just a few people, a few group of people who feel that others don't matter. They don't seem to have that sense of reality.
There's a class struggle in the APC.
Yeah, class struggle, so to say. I agree with you using that word, class struggle. But the reality of it is that a few people do not realize the fact that in recent times in management, not only party management, everyday affair of management of issues, organizational management, family requires coordination, cooperation, synergetic relationship, and collaboration. If you don't have such values in what you are doing, believe me, you are plunging towards fatal disaster. And that is one of the things I complained about vehemently at all levels, almost all the time in APC. That please, there are lots of us here who are not babies, who are not small boys, who are, by the grace of God, we are professionals in our various fields of endeavor. We have demonstrated capacity. We are doing very well. Politics is our secondary engagement. Let also hear our voices as well, to let us contribute to leadership. Let us assist you. By God's grace, I read geography and planning. I'm a professional planner. I'm glad to say that anytime, that the training I had in life is about planning, strategic management. That's my first love. Secondly, I also had a degree in business administration, MBA in University of Ibadan. And by the grace of God, I have had position of authority. Have been placed at top level position of authority in management at top leading organizations in Nigeria. Some of them, maybe in the course of our interview, read them out. So some of us have experience in this regard.
Okay.
And we have come into the party system to contribute our quota, to use this grace that we've, and opportunity we've developed over the years by virtue of our training and engagement to showcase similar trend in governance. That's why we join politics. But unfortunately, it's as if this set of cabal just have disdain for intelligent people. That's the way I see it. You would advise them, go about it this way. This is not the way to go. Collaborative effort is what is the order of the day in global management. Unfortunately, that has not been the experience in my past years in politics.
Okay, you mentioned two major issues. Yeah, sorry, before you go on, you mentioned two major issues. You mentioned the fact that you were a kingmaker.
Yes.
And then a kingmaker, that's the Afobaje.
Afobaje.
Is now wanting to become the king.
Daily.
Do I say you want to imbibe the Emilio concept?
Exactly. Having watched the descent in leadership and governance in the past year, which I do not need to overemphasize, it's obvious. Everybody can see it. We can all feel it. We all also experience the pains of, descent in governance and the leadership in our society. And it's not because we don't have good people that can manage our affairs. No. But because majority of such good minds, fantastic minds, either shy away from politics or they are pushed to the background, like myself now. I want to use that word. Because people will say that, but you're obvious, you are seen everywhere, you are a spokesperson to the party. But I know what I'm feeling. I know the pains I'm going through. That I'm not in the position to really determine what happens.
So you were relegated?
Kind of, let me say that relegation in terms of not being part of the decision-making process.
You're not in the first tier.
Yeah, that will guarantee my desired objectives and aspirations in politics.
Okay.
I think I've made that very clear
very,
enough.
very clear.
That is a very, for some, it's a case of the saying of someone sometimes ago that said, Nigerians, you are fantastic people individually, but collectively you are a failed people. And it's very sad. How do we come to that reality? Majority of people who can actually drive systems are pushed to the background. Now you now watch, without due respect, people of less capacity taking charge, taking decisions, and messing up things.
Now, because
I now said, okay, the kingmaker now wants to become king. If the kings that we have been making are not giving us what we want, why don't we take over ourselves and then see how we can together, use that word togetherness. I'm coming up with what I call inclusive commitment of collectivism.
Okay.
Whereby every stakeholder, everybody within the system has a say. The stakeholders, those are those who are going to drive the system. There are many. God has blessed this nation, especially your state with several cerebral individuals, brilliant minds. I can reel out names. I know this system very well, in depth. I am part of this system for the past 58 years of my life. God has helped me. I have been part of this system. I know what Nigeria is made up of. Where are they? People that can drive this system. I'm close to several of them, professionals, corporate managers.
But is it not about personal interest?
It's not. That's why I use the word collectivism.
Of course, you need to showcase your personal interest.
Yes.
Before you then get people to work with you.
Well, in this case, Chika, it's like the reality is that, like I said, you are blessed with several great minds all over the place. But what you have seen around here is one man will just come, like I've identified maybe, that one man will just come and say, I'm interested in governing, let's say, your state now. And then we say, I have about 10 billion naira to spend to make that happen. And all of us will begin to come around that man. And so let me take a bite of my own from this 10 billion. 1 million here, 2 million here, 5 million here. If you're lucky, 10 million or 15 million or 20 million. If you are doing something very fantastic, like maybe you are branding him or whatever. So that is the style.
So basically the intellectuals celebrate mediocres.
Celebrate mediocres. And that guy, because he had, wherever nobody's going to ask how he got the money. We're just interested in that.
Survivor.
The guy has money. Survivor. That has been the trend. Now we are saying there must be a departure from that trend. Let us have an idea of how do we run the state? How do we take Oyo State from the doldrums? How do we, together as a people, have a say in managing our state? Because it is compulsory that everybody must have a stake. Everybody is a stakeholder. Everybody is a participant. We are co-partners in this state. I'm one out of maybe about 10 million people in Oyo State. So how do I come and say it's just about me alone? It doesn't make any sense. And can I actually do it alone? No, I can't. I told you I read geography and planning, for instance. So I have, as much as I'm intellectually inclined, and I'm versatile, however versatile I could be, I have limitation in terms of my, global approach, understanding of critical issues. I can discuss a bit of medical sciences because I'm, by God's grace, intellectually inclined. I can discuss a bit of aviation. I can discuss a bit of engineering, a bit of this and that. That is the essence of learning. But when it comes to managing issues, in reality, you have to allow those who are qualified, who have the experience in that field. Wake me up anytime, any day concerning environmental management, concerning infrastructure development, which is my core area of discipline and intellectual capacity. I will be reading out issues for facts and figures. But now, come to medical sciences, for instance. Now, you ask me, I won't deceive you. You would not get the best of me in that regard. But people don't realize that when it comes to management. So what do I do as a leader? Well, I need to identify you, who is a professional in that field, and let you have the vision that is driving our policy statement and program. And then say, you professionals in this field, please give us a robust, workable approach, how we can manage our health system. Those of you in education, yes, I'm educated, I'm a literate person, and I should have an idea of what are the challenges in that field. But when it comes to deep understanding of that field, give it to the professionals in that field, let them handle it. Let them give you advice. You just have to, when they give you paper to study or whatever, recommendations, as a very intelligent leader, you will look at it. You will cross the T's, you dot the I's, make a few more, recommendations. But they have given you most likely what is possible to help you to achieve it, your desired purpose in that area. That is what we are going to do. Let me give you an example of what, and we are bringing back the kind of experience we had during Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Bola Ige, Jakonde of this world. I've also been privileged to move around. I've seen what happened in Singapore, in Asia countries. They were almost about the same challenge, the same challenge that we're having now. And we see how they transform their nation through this collective commitment approach. Awolowo, for instance, was not the one that had the original ideology of free education. It was Papa Ajasin of blessed memory, and the Kinala also of blessed memory. May the Lord rest their souls. Amen. That had these ideas of we can give free education up to at least secondary school in our various states in southwestern Nigeria. And they did it effectively well. I remember very well when I was in Form 2 at Bankers Apostle Grammar School, popularly known as CSC Grammar School. As I was going for holiday in my year 2, I think 1981, yes, 1981. I entered 1979 to 80 to 81. That was my, so as I was going in for my third year in secondary school, they gave me all the books I was going to need in third year. All. Sciences, social sciences, all of them. Physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, mentioned it. All. With a dictionary. So
what broke? Why do you want to fix?
Leadership. How did we not get to this level of mediocrity? Bad leadership. So there's no leadership that does not have empathy.
It doesn't need to be garnished.
That's not
straightforward.
Leadership that has no empathy for the people. That has no commitment to the people.
Okay.
That will change by the grace of God.
So now let's come to governance. Many people in your state, let's get to the crux of the matter.
Yeah.
Many people in Oyo State says the incumbent governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has tried his best. However, that the pain is still there. Traffic at Iwo Road, that when you get in there, you could stay there for almost, figuratively, maybe 5 years. Some hospitals are there without drugs, still under-equipped. And then there are many farms that have turned hideouts for bandits. But for you, you want to plunge into the so-called murky waters of the Nigerian political space.
Yes.
Now, can you paint a true picture of how you see it? Has the governor done well?
Well, my style in life is never to pull anybody down.
Okay.
Never to undervalue anybody's performance. I leave the judgment of assessment of performance of Governor Seyi Makinde, who happens to be my friend and my contemporary. We went to the same University of Lagos, by the grace of God, graduated almost at the same time. We have a lot of common friends. We have, that's not the reason why I'm not going to judge his performance. But I would say that in all sincerity, Governor Makinde has given his best to Oyo State. That is what he could give as his best. Whatever we are seeing now, whatever he has done now, that this can be said to be his best for Oyo State. But the people will judge themselves whether this is the best they want from him. That is left for the people to judge. Okay. However, I can say copiously and I can be quoted, that I see governance in the last couple of years that have participated actively in, as that everybody has. Yeah. What we are doing today is destroying the future generation by this carelessness in governance that we see at all levels.
Born out of selfish interest.
Born out of not necessarily selfish, lack of commitment to coordinated efforts of everybody. That is the missing gap.
Okay.
Until all our leaders begin to see that they are limited in capacity as human beings, but they are also unlimited in capacity if they can garner resources together.
Okay.
It is a limitless opportunity.
So you're looking at transformation.
I'm looking at transformation to take us from the level that they have done their best to us. Are we satisfied? No. Can we get better? Yes, we can. We can do much better.
So basically, you're saying the governor has done well.
I said I leave the judgment of his performance to the people.
But you want to become governor.
I am now saying that.
You want to become governor.
Yes, I'm now saying that.
What's that X factor?
The X
that missing thing.
The missing
that the governor has not done that you want to fix.
Good.
Because if it is not broken, you don't fix it.
Yeah, let me take a few cases to analyze what I intend to do. I've mentioned that. Please take note of that.
So before you analyze what you intend to do, what is it that is missing that you think can be fixed?
Yeah, the first thing is, still I'm laying emphasis on that, collectivity in governance. It's missing.
The governor did not do that?
I don't see collectivity in governance. Okay. I don't see several real stakeholders, you know. And I give you example. I don't see them getting so much involved in governance. And I give you example in agriculture. Your state is one of the most blessed states in Nigeria when it comes to having research institutions, almost about 60% of them in agriculture, resident in Ibadan, in Oyo State. You can talk about NISA of this, you can talk about IITA, FRIN Forestry, NIOT, IAR&T, several of them,
NCRI.
School of Agric, NCRI, several of them. Agricultural inclined organizations, Cocoa Research Institute along Jebu Road. Several great, fantastic institutions that can drive. If only government can have a synergetic relationship with these institutions, let's see your research works. Get the professionals there to come and sit down with the governor.
They are federal institutions.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There has to be synergy. That's what I'm saying. There's no synergy between government is a strata. You have the federal government, you have the state government, you have the local government. Local government totally has collapsed in this part of the world. Oyo State is one of the worst when it comes to local government management. I'm not impressed. I'm promising people of Oyo State, quote me, when I become the governor for your state, the first thing is that I'm going to let the local government breathe. Because that is the closest government to the people. Let the allocations come to them. I will only be involved in scrutinizing that the money is spent well. That's my job as a state. Just like the president
will follow the constitution.
Yes, I'm going to follow this constitution. Just like the president of the Federal Republic would be interested to see me as the governor performing. I, myself, as the governor, too, will be interested in seeing my local government chairman performing very well, excellently well. We're going to have a fantastic, robust relationship that will drive governance to the grassroots. So that link is missing.
Okay.
That engagement of core professionals to manage together, not just the commissioners, not just the special advisors. There's a way you relate with all these various organizations and, look at the real sector industry. For instance, you have the quantities of yours there, you have the asset management, professionals there, you have the architects around, you have them. Are they seriously involved in the design of our urban, renewal system? Are they seriously involved as much as they should be? So those are the kind of things, synergetic relationship that I'm going to put in place that will make the work very easy for me. I don't know it all, like I've said. Medicine, health services. Bring the doctors, physiotherapists, the pharmacists, let the nurses, let them come together. What are the peculiar diseases or challenges we have in our health sector here? How do we, come out of those challenges and militate against mitigate such hazardous engagement? So those are the kind of things we are going to enjoy as a leader, as a servant leader. I'm going to be a servant leader. My job is to just have the vision for your state, which is to rapidly develop this state, and get to where we are supposed to be in a very short duration. To change the narrative of development just takes a fantastic, group of people, leaders, to come together and say, we want to move this state forward. And we are committed towards doing it. The stakeholders, the elderly ones are there. We will tap into their wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience. My contemporaries, we're going to work together as professionals. Younger people, that are probably coming behind us who are cerebral. There are several of them outside. They are very cerebral young people. I meet them every day. And I say, all they are looking for is that leader, that person that will give them true leadership values. And I'm ready as the governor of your state, by the grace of God, to provide that.
Well, it baffles most people, most bookmakers, to see that you resigned from the All Progressives Congress.
Yes.
And then you declared your membership for the Action Democratic Party.
Yes.
The ADP. Very interesting. So is the little-known ADP going to offer transformation and not management? Or is it going to offer both transformation and management? What do we expect from ADP?
Let me join the two words they have put together, transformation and management. So we're going to offer transformative management.
Transformative management.
Yes, of
But the party is
Yes.
barely known.
Well-
it was in existence in the past. I remember the former governor of Oyo State, late Otumba Debayo Alawa Kala, when he left the PDP. At some point, he joined. ADP. Before he joined the ADP, he joined the Labour.
Yes, Labour, and then eventually ported
to ADP.
Yes.
Now, he was the face of the ADP then. However, since he left the ADP, the party has been in obscurity. It has gone into somewhat political oblivion. Now you are going into that party. Are you the Christ that will resurrect that party this Easter season?
Thank you very much for your analysis. You have been prophetic.
Oh.
That's the reality. You have been prophetic. And
God spoke to you too?
You'll get to see the reality of your prophecy, and the proclamation in a couple of days.
I'm not a prophet.
Let me, I'm just using it in the,
Maybe you are the prophet.
Yes, I'm using it in the,
Maybe you are the prophet.
in linguist, analogy.
Yeah,
Now,
figuratively.
figuratively. Now, you see, party formation and structure is very critical to winning election. Very critical. That's why I sat down to look at. I've been part of, at one time I joined Labour. At one time I joined Labour before I returned back to. I'm a core progressive. That I have no apology for.
Okay.
And I'm not changing that approach in governance. And so what we intend to do in ADP, like you said, it's a party that is obscured. Somehow God just put that party to be kept undisturbed. Today, that party is the only party among the leading parties. Like I already said, that it was not a new party altogether. It's the only party that has no integration challenge so far. It is the only party that does not have internal wrangling.
But when you have big wigs in that party today, there will be, you start having legal tussles.
And like I told you, the challenge of political parties in Nigeria is leadership challenge. There is nowhere you don't have issues in life, even in families, among friends that are supposed to be friends, they have issues. There is nowhere in the world that things are peaceful all 100%. However, the capacity of leadership to manage crisis is what distinguishes quality leadership from mediocrity. When there are problems, there are issues, you look at those issues objectively, and you harmonize interests. So, by the grace of God, with me and the leadership, I know the man that is the chairman of our party in ADP, Apostle Dario Ojo, is someone that people know as a man of peace, a man of integrity. We share same values. He's not the kind of regular political leaders that we have around who are self-centered, who just think about themselves alone. No, we don't have that kind of experience in the ADP. We are people of integrity, contented people who just have this sincere and genuine desire to serve. That is one thing that is giving us a hedge. So people will see this reality about us very soon, that these people are just different. Because you observe a particular trend of apathy in political experience in Nigeria. People have almost given up that they're all the same. Politicians, they will tell you, their mouth is sweet. Like some people probably, if you can only have blinds open today, a lot of people will say, that man is a sweet talker, he can talk, but when they get there, you hear that every day. But I tell them, go and check my trajectory. Go and check my antecedents in the places where I've worked, in my family, among my colleagues, among my friends. By the grace of God, I give God all the. It's not because I also know how to do good, but God just gave me the grace to be trained, have a family background where goodness runs in my blood. Okay. By the grace of God, I can confidently say that anywhere. Goodness, good character, good behavior is what I've been imbibed in me by my late father, Baba Peter Akintayo Olatunji of Blessed Memory, a renowned teacher in this Ibadan. Okay. By my mother, who is still alive, Mama Victoria Amokuya Olatunji. People say don't mention your mother's name. It doesn't make any difference. People will say, they will use, the way it is in the taboos. It doesn't matter to me. My mother's name is Victoria Amokuya Olatunji. So she's still alive by God. She's 7 years old. They trained me well. I came from a family of good training. Okay. I'm proud to say that Omoluabi, Nafi Kwawa, and we have never lost that thought. 58 years by the grace of God, sparkling. Not as if we don't have our own.
So you have some impeccable personal traits.
Yes. So we're going to transform ADP.
As it is. Now, let's still delve on your party, the ADP. Some people have said that the likes of the ADP are just coming out to make noise. Come 2027. Are you going to dispel them?
I love when I hear such things. I smile and I laugh.
You've heard it before?
Yes, and I laugh and it works for me.
Okay.
Let me explain why it works for me. And I really don't want to let this out. You see, when you underestimate...
Remember, it's not time for campaigns.
When you underestimate certain individuals, and you call them underdogs, be careful. Be very careful. Watch very well. That's all I can say. I know that my party, as of today, can be referred to as an underdog. But you know, by the grace of God, unknown to many people, I told you in parables that I've been part of king-making process. Let me just share one example.
Okay.
In the days of late Governor Abiola Jimobi venturing into governorship, I was part of those people, very few people that convinced him and said, Oga, you can do it. You can make it. He wanted to, but they failed. Like just I make people say about me that, are you sure you can do this thing? I said, to the glory of God, by the grace of God, I can do all things. So, through Christ who strengthens me. I'm a firm believer in the power of God to do anything, to be able to achieve whatever God has positioned me to achieve. And up till today, I can give that glory to God. So when Governor Jimobi wanted to contest, I said, Oga, you can. He said, bro, it's going to cost us a lot of money. I said, don't worry, sir. We were able to gather people together, raise funds. He was a rich man. The likes of Alhaji Lamadeshina was not a poor man, though. Average teacher, so contented human being. But he became governor. Because those are the concerns of the people. Are you that superior to go into? The kind of management we put together in ADP is excellent. Never heard of in the history of Nigerian politics. Collectivism. Don't forget, that's our word. Watchword. Collectivism. Not just an individual person. I'm not the only one that will spend in ADP. Several of us together agreed that we want to drive the system and we are making it together. So that collectivism is one of our key, great advantage over others. And finally, when Governor Jimobi eventually agreed to do it, I was part of those people who branded him.
Okay.
We're just about 5 or 6. Today, to the glory of God, people witnessed that experience with me now. They are listening to me. Yeah. Mama Jimobi is still alive to confirm what I'm saying. Yeah. We provided the brand mechanism that made Governor Jimobi to become the brand of the people. And to the glory of God, the man became governor.
They are cheap and legal over time.
The codes are still in my hands. I didn't lose those codes.
You didn't lose them.
And I kept on improving over the years. That was about 17 years ago. Now we're talking about, so we are going to make it by the grace of God.
So now let's look at the 2027 crossroads and what your people really deserve. What do they really deserve? Now, 2027 is not just an election.
Yes.
It is a referendum on whatever we continue, on whether we continue the same old politics, or if it is our turn.
Emiloko.
Yeah, or if it is the Emiloko concept. Like you are saying, that it is your turn to transform your state.
Yes.
Or maybe we choose competence over mediocrity.
Yes.
Character over lackadaisical leadership attitude. Now, what should voters be looking for in 2027, precisely from your own end?
You have actually answered the question. People should be looking for change of the narratives from the past. We can all see, without deceiving ourselves, what kind of governance we are being offered at all levels. We can see. We don't need to deceive ourselves. We have also agreed together that we can't continue in this trajectory. There must be a turnaround. I think everybody must agree on that. And how will that turnaround be? Is it the same type of leadership that we have in place that will guarantee that? No. No, except they are going to change their mindset and provide. And let me. I'm talking about the local politics here now. For instance, I don't know whether you're going to ask me about my perception of the federal government.
Yeah, we're going national. We're going national. But because of our time, we need to make it.
So therefore, what we have seen here at all levels, federal, state, and local system, we are not satisfied. We are not also saying anybody is at fault per se. I see Nigeria problem as a collective error.
Collective error.
Collective mistake.
Both the followers and the leaders.
General silly mistake of all of us.
General silly mistake.
Of all of us. All of us.
But that's an acronym of GSM. General silly mistake. Is that what you mean?
I made it collective now. Okay. I'm not saying
general silly mistake
of all of us.
Of all of us.
So we all should take responsibility. Those of us that sat back making kings, part of the mistakes. What kind of kings are you making? We had good intentions. We say, okay, we can't afford to come around on ground now. And then the leadership has taken us this far. We say we want to have a change. So people should be looking for, and they must be part of that change. People must also change their characters, the attitude of collecting money for votes. Because you collect, maximum you are going to collect is 20,000 naira with some congos of rice. And your 4 years is at risk. So people must change that. We want leadership that will provide us quality governance. That should be what people should be expecting, and that's what they should be asking for. So for those of us who won't have so great money to throw around, but we have good governance to give you in 4 years, think about it very deeply. People's attitude must change. Okay, let's take these people's promise, and I'm going to sign a pact, clearly written, that will be publicly displayed with the people of the state. Of course, you have a opportunity of 4 years, may not be returned after 4 years if I didn't perform. But I can tell you that if, by the grace of God, we are alive, people will say, can we continue to have this man in charge forevermore? But I'm not that kind of leader of forevermore leader. I will build system. I will build people that will take over from me. I will be transitional in terms of my leadership approach.
What's the philosophy of the ADP?
It's a simple philosophy of commitment to the people.
Okay.
Apathy that we have experienced in the past year must change. And you must display empathy for the people to be able to stop apathy. So we are going to get the elite class. I'm already giving out a lot of strategic positions. We're going to get a lot of people on board.
If you don't blow your trumpet, who blows it for you?
So we're going to get the elite class to come, because they are part of people who don't vote. And you see the resemblance of their capacity during the last 2010 election, when they saw something that looks like what they are looking for in Peter Obi. It looks like it. But thank God it wasn't it. I see, I'm sorry, but that's my perception. And thank God it didn't happen. But that tells you people wanted change. Majority of the elite class, when we did the research, so I'm a planner, I read geography and planner, I've done research.
But the philosophy of your party is so ambitious. Do you think the party will disrupt the political space in 2027?
It's only people who don't know who we are, who are underestimating our capacity, that will bite their fingers. The Oyo State people are ready for a change. I've observed that. I've studied them very well. I've researched into Oyo State. I know their needs. I know their expectations. And I'm not going to disappoint them. They will be, for the first time, Oyo State will say, where has this young man been all this while?
But you see, research work most times don't translate to what is on ground, on the electoral value.
It's because I'm sure you know the value of research.
Yeah.
It shows you the reality.
But the woman in Foko,
the woman
in Irefin does not understand the research work you're doing.
The research is for me.
It's for you.
To know where to go and what to do.
Okay.
Are you following me? Now, I have seen the needs of the woman at Foko.
Yeah.
The Irefin woman, the man at the carpenter, like me. I'm a corporate carpenter. I have a furniture business. I know what they need. I've researched into what they need. They are looking for me, for someone like me, who would say, this is what we will do for you to make your life better. I've researched into those needs. I've researched into how to connect with them. So my job is to connect with the Irefin woman. My job is for the Irefin man to see me as the man he's looking for, so that he would not have that apathy, because they've given up before. Now they have to. Yeah. The lecturer at the University of Badon will just sit down at home and drink tea, will not go and vote because he sees all sorts of, permit me to use, mediocres being paraded by parties. Just, what's the point? But now he's seeing someone that looks like what he wants.
A cerebral
person that appreciates the dynamics of governance, that is also determined and committed to giving him what he wants. The man will go and vote. How do you want to just suppose a situation whereby you have 2.8 million people registered voters and only 800,000 people voted? That's a serious apathy. So we are drawing those people out. Say, come and see the your
see,
people.
there's this trajectory, there's this tradition
Yeah.
in Nigerian politics. When people lose election, they go back home with all the ideas, lofty ideas they have. They don't support the incumbent with whatever, maybe because they are from different political parties. So if you fall in that category, if conditional, if you don't win the election, with these your ideas, this your cerebral mind, are you thinking of sharing it with whoever would be winning the election eventually? Would you be sharing some of these ideas at the long run? Or will you still keep it until one day you become governor?
Let me first of all say that for the first time, I can see your state is very lucky. I've checked the people paraded by most of the political parties. You know, in terms of those of us that are coming on board that will be on the ballot. Believe me, give it to everybody, almost everybody. They're sound minds.
Some parties have not even dropped their candidates.
I've seen people that have been paraded. I said that have been paraded.
Paraded, okay.
I'll give it to majority of all of us that are coming on board on the ballot. I think we are all cerebrally inclined. The challenge is who will walk the talk.
Would you walk the talk?
That's what I'm saying.
Would you walk the talk?
I will walk the talk.
Okay.
By the grace of God, I walked, and I will demonstrate that I will walk the talk. I've demonstrated it before. So now, going back to the question you asked me.
Yeah.
The current scenario that President Bola Tinubu is using is fantastic.
Okay.
He brought in people from different political parties to join him in forming the national government. I will change your narratives that God helping you if you come in and you become the governor. Okay. You know, you said that peradventure it doesn't happen.
Okay.
So I'm changing it to say, by the grace of God, when it happens that you become governor, will you engage those other people you have identified as fantastic minds like you to join you? By the grace of God, we are going to throw our doors open. I'm no longer the governor of a governor elected on ADP platform. I am now the governor for your state, people's governor. You see, one of my mantra is Ajumoṣe, Ajumo. I'll continue that Ajumoṣe concept. You know, I will now add Ajumogbadun. That all of us in the Oyo State, we enjoy good governance for the first time. Really. So all of us, we work together. The Gbadun is Gbadun. A-D-U-N.
Infinitum.
Infinitum. Enjoyment of governance at all levels. Education, Greek, health, what have you.
Stomach infrastructure.
If you are not hungry, there is food. If I share my policy programs on Agri for you, we are developing, our papers are ready.
Don't worry, during the campaigns, we're going to have a debate.
We're going to have a debate.
We're going to have a debate by God's grace. And then we get to sample other people's minds.
What do you want to do differently?
Now, I have some questions here because we're running out of time. There's this question from Aisha. Aisha from Bodija Market. She's a trader. Okay? Okay. Let me start with Adebayo, a farmer from Ogbomoso. He's saying, Mr. Kunle, bandits have chased us from our farms in Okeogun. Will ADP introduce community policing or state police?
Fantastic question. And I'm guaranteeing you that we're going to introduce community policing, state policing. That's on the paper with the federal government now. Okay. The IG, Tunji Disu, had presented the paper to the National Assembly for consideration. I'm going to be 100% for that document because I've read it, I've studied it. It's fantastic. Okay. Certain number of percentage of Nigerian policemen will be deployed to their various states of origin. Okay. You can't be in your own state of origin and see the place going into becoming a hell. So you would do something about. So I believe in state policing. I believe strongly in community policing. I also believe on my cardinal program, part of it is security, because you must secure your society because before you can talk about rapid development. And you know, so we're going to work assiduously on ensuring fantastic security for the people. That is very critical to us. So they should be assured that farming, and we are taking, that takes me to the issue of agriculture. Yeah. The reason why people are clamoring for governorship is because they have not seen development of their area. For the first time when we come on board, they will see the kind of development they have never seen in Okeogun. Ever. They have never seen Okeogun. We are going to concentrate heavily in turning that place to become the agro-allied sector for your state.
Well, Comrade Segun is a student leader from Lautech in Ogbomoso here, and he's saying youth unemployment is about 65%. And any specific plans beyond promises?
Number one on my trajectory, my political agenda is quality education and human capacity development. But that I joined with commerce, growth of commerce and industry. My first degree project title was Growth of Commerce and Industry, Consequence of Metropolitan Expansion on the Growth of Commerce and Industry, Case Study of Ibadan Land. Let me repeat, University of Lagos there, 1991. Consequence of metropolitan expansion, that is how city is growing. In the growth of commerce and industry. Case Study of Ibadan, that's why project.
Rural-urban migration.
Yeah, so rural-urban development. Okay. So why are people impoverished? They don't have things to do. Energy is not functioning well. Energy is part of our program, state energy. We are going to develop energy in the state. So people can do businesses without,
we'll still have more of these discussions, but I have 2 minutes left.
Okay.
And in 2 minutes, I just want to take this question from Rashid from Elele. He says he's a flood victim, and in every rain, houses are underwater. Do you have plans for climate change plan?
Mr. Rashid,
just in 1 minute.
Your governor to be is a geographer.
Well, let the people decide. Let me
just tell you, by that I am well versed on environmental management.
You have so many good plans.
Yes.
However, we're just constrained because it's not time for campaigns. But I see that you have some intellectual ideas.
Thank you very much.
I just hope
this will translate it.
I hope God grants you your heart desires.
Amen.
And for us here, I want to say thank you for featuring this morning.
Thank you very much.
The people too have asked their questions. I have an array of questions here, but if you are on the app X, I'll be sending you these questions for us to have an interface with the people. And let's see how it goes. I'll be throwing those questions out to you.
It's a pledge on my part that whatever I say, I can do by the grace of God.
All right. That is the agenda for today. My guest has been Mr. Kunle Olatunji. KTJ. Governance is not rocket science. It is service. 2027 is our chance to choose right. Mr. Kunle Olatunji, thank you for featuring this morning.
Thank you very much as well, too.
All right, I am Chike Obogo. I would always say one thing. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay involved. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.